You all are courageous. You all have courage to be here, especially those who are not in the Black American community. You are courageous. You had no idea what was going to take place, but you decided to come anyway. And you took a chance. So welcome. And thank you all for coming. Alhamdulillah. And as you see, in this very diverse group, you see individuals. We are not trying to separate the community. This is Islah Bain al-Nas. This is reconciling relations between humanity, bringing individuals together. And if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that a Black American conference will do it, then here we are. A Black American conference can do it. Alhamdulillah. Despite those who have spoken against this particular conference, I've had those conversations too, and it's okay. And I told them then, continue to tell them, you are welcome here. As a matter of fact, you are honorary guests here. Now, if you choose not to come, you're the one separating the community. But if you're here, alhamdulillah, even if it's something that bothers your heart and soul, alhamdulillah, I thank you for your courage.
Let me say, brothers and sisters, I'm so deeply humbled and so deeply honored to be in your presence. I look at my beautiful sisters, look like a bouquet of beautiful flowers. I look at my brothers sitting straight, head up, shoulders back, stomach in, chest out, looking like members of the palace guard. I'm just humbled, man, and I'm thankful to be in your presence. And before I say anything, let me thank Allah for my children. Look at Jihad. This is one of my children. I watched this baby, man, running around the masjid at 8 years old, just flying through the masjid, peeking in here and there, getting some Islam. But what he was getting was seeds. Seeds that today have germinated. And look at this conference. This conference is a result of those seeds and that effort and those that made this happen. Let's say Takbir.
I just wanted to say one thing that the African American community has offered historically. I'm not talking about the way that it should be, I'm just talking about the way that it was and the way that it is right now. That what we've offered is an expansion horizontally. And so what the immigrant community, for lack of a better term, what the immigrant community in many cases has offered a growth vertically because of the economic benefits, because of certain economics that they were able to have that were necessarily to some degree denied, we would just say generally, from the African American population. So with that growth, when we look at what African Americans were able to give them in terms of a foundation and a base to stand on, and then to be able to give them the growth and to teach them how to struggle, how to survive, how do you deal with these civil rights, how do you deal with the enemy and still brush your shoulders off and keep it moving. But they were able in many cases to be able to provide certain economic support that did even further our cause and allowed us to support certain platforms. So for example, I met Sister Aisha at Adawiyah. I had heard about her great work, but I met her at RIS. Let's keep it 100. Yes. Right? So, and many of us, we began to see her not just nationally but internationally because that platform was provided. The same thing somewhere else. I'm saying that when it comes to us working together, I think we have to have the level of confidence, the level of surety to say not only do I recognize what I have offered from a historical standpoint and what I offer from a horizontal growth and strength, right? Because in addition to, many of them are looking for African Americans to continue that growth in leadership because they know that you have the strength and the power to do so, right? They know that you have that level of confidence, that you stand in front of the enemy and literally look him in the eye and say, I wish you would. And so that level of sure-footedness, they're looking toward you to have it. So if we have it with them when we're in the masajid and say, no, our issues will not be ignored. You will address Black Lives Matter. You will address certain issues that are related to women. You will address police brutality. Or we will withdraw another level of support. So we're can all grow, so that we can all benefit. But if we remove ourselves from our brothers and sisters in Islam, right? Then we lose that opportunity. We lose that opportunity for a strengthened growth and a strengthened progression. So on one hand, and we have to also be building. We have a double job. We all got that lecture, right? You got to work 10 times as hard to get half as much. So we are still working to build our communities, our masajid, our community centers, our mental health facilities, our homeless shelters, and thus forth and so in our own community, so that we also let them know we have something to offer. But and for them to say, okay, I know what your ancestors did, right? I paid homage, but they want to know, but what have you done for me lately, right? And so we need what are we offering, so that we do come to that table and we can continue that growth in a much stronger framework together. We're stronger together, we need to know.